I'm Robin Orvis. I'm the executive producer and co-creator of A Life Well Eaten. You're probably wondering, where's Chef Adam? Well, he couldn't be here today, so we decided to take the opportunity to show you how Chef Adam's recipes are easy for the home cook to make. Adam and I work on recipe creation together. When we were working on the Italian night episode, I complained about how much I missed lasagna. I love lasagna. So Adam said we were going to make a lasagna and replace the noodles with zucchini. I didn't think it was gonna work. I mean, I like zoodles, but I just didn't see how this was gonna work with lasagna. But I was wrong. It was amazing. So good, in fact, that I've made it numerous times for family and friends, and every single person has told me it is the best lasagna they have ever had. It's really that good. Let's make some. To give you an idea of just how many carbs we're cutting by using zucchini in place of the pasta, we've got what you would use in a similar size recipe. Traditional lasagna noodles have 296 grams of carbs. By switching to 2.5 pounds of zucchini, you take the carb count down to 35 to 40 grams. So let's slice up the zucchini and get rid of that. I like to use a mandolin to cut the zucchini into 1/8-inch planks. It keeps the slices uniform in size, but if you don't have a mandolin or are simply terrified of them, you can cut it with a chef's knife. For safety's sake, you want to cut off an area on the side, as little as possible. You want to just make a flat spot. To make it further safe, you want to hold it like this with a towel. Kind of protect your hands a little bit. And you're going to start cutting 1/8-inch slices, as even as you can make them. Because the more uniform they are, the better they cook. Now that I've got all the zucchini sliced, I'm simply going to place them on cookie sheets, sprayed lightly with cooking spray. But make sure they're all touching, top to bottom, side to side. We're going to pre-bake these in a 350-degree oven. Why? Well, this is Chef Adam's trick to make the zucchini have the same texture and mouthfeel as real pasta. Baking wicks away the moisture from the zucchini and helps the lasagna keep from getting watery and the zucchini from being squishy. Bake these for 12 to 15 minutes, depending upon how thick your slices are. Keep an eye on the squash. It should be slightly wrinkled and shrunk a little, but don't let it brown. Be sure to subscribe and like below. This will make sure you don't miss a single video recipe. Hey, here they are. See how they've shrunk a little? They're no longer touching and they look a little bit dry. We're ready to assemble the lasagna. Place an even layer of the squash in the bottom of a 9x12 baking dish. This recipe was created using this specific size, so don't use a different size. Next, we'll layer a third of the ricotta mixture. Now what I've got here is 1 cup of ricotta blended with 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of fresh chopped basil, 2 teaspoons of fresh chopped parsley, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. So just about a third of this. You can just guesstimate. If you don't get them completely right, it's okay, because all of this stuff melts and mixes in the oven. Just spread it out a little bit if you can. Next, I have 1/2 pound of Italian sausage that I've cooked and drained on a paper towel. And you're going to use half of this and sprinkle it lightly over the zucchini. Now, it doesn't look like much, but with all the Italian herbs in the sausage, it's really terrific. And it doesn't take much. The next layer is the marinara sauce. Now I'm going to show you something. Traditional lasagna uses a whole jar of marinara, which is 2.5 cups. We are only going to use 1/2 cup. How's that possible, you say? Well, you don't need all that sauce because you don't have the starchy noodles soaking it up. By doing this, we reduce the carbs from about 40 grams for the dish to 8, depending upon the sauce that you use. And now it's time for another layer of squash. Now, you want to turn it perpendicular to the original layer because it just gives the whole thing a little bit more structure, makes it a little bit more solid. Then we're going to take 1.5 cups of tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. You can use grape tomatoes. I like to use a variety just because I think it gives more flavor. And just sprinkle those over the top. All that with the mozzarella. I want to get every last little bit there is. And then 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. We're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for about 45 minutes or until the tomatoes are caramelized and the cheese is golden. For this and other recipes, visit alifewelleaten.com. And as always, follow us on these social media handles. Be sure to look at that. I mean, my goodness, I can't wait to dig in, but we have to wait like 15 or 20 minutes because right now it's like molten lava and you'll burn your mouth. But can't wait to dig in. Okay, we're going to cut it into our 8 servings. Now that it's no longer bubble, bubble, bubble. Now each serving is about 10 grams of carbs. So if you thought the servings were too small, you can always make it 6. And just increase the carb count. Okay, let's see if we can get these out. Yeah, I'm thinking 2. Now we'll leave those tomatoes behind. Yeah, that looks pretty darn terrific. Dress it up. Here's to good eating, good health, and a good life. A life well eaten.